Welcome to lesson 26 and 27. We are at the very end of book B. Congratulations, parents, you made it. If you felt like there was a lot of music in the B book, there really was. I feel like book B goes on forever, but by the time we get done with book B, we've got a really solid foundation with the piano playing. And if we've learned everything we've been talking about and we can do all the things, all the technical things and know all the notes, you really have a student that can do some things now. They can sight read now through Christmas music. If you buy basic beginning piano music for Christmas or any other holiday, they can do it. They can actually do it. So this is an awesome place to be at the end of book B. So there's nothing new here. I'm putting the 2 lessons in one video so that you can hear how the songs sound, so that you can catch for their mistakes while they're practicing them. And my advice is to go ahead and start the paperwork early. Nothing's worse than getting paperwork after you think you finished the class. And here we are at the end of book B. Let's do the paperwork early. This is really just about the notes again, and it reviews everything. It reviews note values and rests. This is something that it looks familiar to you. There's really nothing too different here. There's a true-false quiz at the end, so you can practice doing true-false quizzes with them to see if they actually know their musical terms. So it's just a little bit of everything at the end. I would do that early. So here is what this sounds like at 100. Obviously at home you're going to start a lot slower, but by the time you get to the lesson, 100 would be awesome. So here is what Tic-Tac-Toe sounds like. I'm going to go ahead and let the metronome run. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that repeats. Notice that the whole note holds down the whole time while these 2 are playing. The first one's short. And it comes right after. It comes in beat 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 2 beats we're holding these down. All right, and here is what it sounds like when they show up to play with me. That's that one. Okay, so the reason why we do accompaniments after they know the notes is because we can't mess them up that much when we play accompaniments. When they're first starting to learn the names of these notes, I could really mess them up while they're playing, as you've probably seen. But once they get a good handle on what the notes are, the accompaniment really forces them to be strong. We strengthen their rhythm, we strengthen their note reading, we force them to read faster and to stay with us. So an accompaniment with you, it forces that child to be strong. So I'm going to continue to play accompaniments with them. So if they hate it, well, they're just going to continue to hate it. Okay, so after the tic-tac-toe, we're going to do, I said we were going to do here it is. It's the harmonic intervals in C position. So this is the last that you will see the technique book. And the tricky part here, this one, it's a second. It starts on a second, it goes up to a fifth, then it comes down again, but it doesn't come down to a second. So if you're listening to them and you hear another second, they're not watching with their eyes. They should see that the third is the smallest interval, and then they go back up to a fourth again. And then this goes down to a fifth and back up. So it's going to mess them up a little bit. And here it's the same thing. And in the right hand, this is what they're going to play, not this. So we're starting here in a major key, and then this is minor. So it's more of a minor key. So also there's a rest here. So they play this note, they play this chord by themselves for 1 beat, and then they hold it down while they come in. So it's play, 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 but this is held down the whole time. All right, I'm just going to play this one, and it starts slowly, obviously, until they can get that pattern and maybe even get it memorized. 1, 2, 4, 1. first time they do it, they play to here. Then they get kicked back, and then they ignore the repeat and play to the end, which is just one more chord. Yay, the technique book is gone. So enough of that. I'm a puppet. This is the other accompaniment that we play. And I play this one slowly too, just because it's in a minor key. I just like to play everything slowly that's in a minor key. So we're in G position now. So their hands need to go way out for G position. And nothing too tricky here, except that they'll need to count it in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's the different note. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go into legato here. Actually, I played that way too loud. We want to start softly. And then loud and soft. Staccato. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're done. So hold it down forever. They got to count that out. Okay, so here's what it sounds like with the accompaniment. I'm playing the student part. So there's lesson 26. And then the next one we're going to do is the last of all, and they're the celebration songs. So I will play this one so you can get this one in your ears. Whenever I say a half note to start with, I always think that it's kind of a little bit of a strange rhythm. But at least it's in 4/4 time. Nothing too different here. We've got some thirds. These are thirds here. It goes up a fifth. Nothing too difficult, nothing too different here. So I'll go ahead and play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Whoops, I switched hands. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is just, those are fifths with the E. Okay, and that's celebration. And the last one. Now this one starts in C, and then you switch to G. I don't know if you noticed in that last video, I tried to do that here with this hand. I was thinking about this coming, and I actually did that. I saw G, and I went from here, and I jumped up here. So this is what's going on in this one. We're moving from here to here without a rest. They're not even giving us time to think. So that's the only thing that's hard. Everything else about this is super easy, but this is the tricky part. So I will play this. So if you put the repeat in, not only do they go out here, but then they're forced to move back. I would do that. They will hate doing that, but I think it's just a great thing to do. Eventually, we are going to be jumping around in positions. So, all right, congratulations. You made it to the end of the B book. So you have done a great thing. Teaching a child a musical instrument, as I tell you guys all the time, is the hardest thing a parent does, because they have to help the child. All this hand stuff going on. They really have to sit and help the child and have that discipline of doing it every day. And then I also tell you, try to keep the child happy when they're doing it. Oh my gosh, it's just, they're doing so much here. And the fact that you've got them to the end of the B book, be very pleased with yourself. I am very impressed with you as a parent to be able to get this far with your child. So pat yourself on the back. It's awesome. Good job.